Hi, hi. Okay, so I really want to share something with you that I read about this morning. I've always been reading it, but it has never occurred to me the way it did today. So I decided to share with you. So are you ready? Okay, let me start by saying this. I know that most of the time we really want to be, don't let us lie to ourselves. Sometimes we do say things like, I don't really mind, I like the backstage job, let me just be behind the scene, no one knows, let's just get the work done. But most times we can feel resentful, we can feel angry. Wait, this is what I mean by that. I don't know if you've studied Acts of the Apostles in the Bible, chapter 13. Okay, if you've not, let me just give you a very short summary. This was Paul and Barnabas. They were going for mission work, going to city to just preach the gospel and all of that. So they entered a city called Antioch. So they got there, they got to the synagogue, and the priests and whoever the teachers that were there were like, okay, if there's anyone here that has anything to add to what has been said, because usually they'll just read Moses' law, and that's just it. So Paul stood up and he preached the whole sermon, and everyone got excited, and they were like, oh, bro, Paul, he was there with Barnabas. So it was like, can you come the next Sabbath day to continue on this, this sermon? But it looks like it's so interesting. I really want to hear more. Okay, so no problem, I will come next week. So he went the next week, and because the excitement, because how well he spoke, and everyone was interested in what he was going to say again. By this time, when Paul and Barnabas went back, the Bible records us that almost the entire city came. The entire city came to hear this word. And the moment the priests and the leaders saw, so this guy can command this kind of crowd, the Bible said that envy entered. These were the people that were like, come and share, But the moment they noticed the results, the moment they noticed that, people will no longer say us, they're going to see this guy. He's now the Superman, he's now the hero. The Bible said that envy entered. And they began to envy him. They said that they were negating everything he was saying. Now, I was trying to picture how it happened. Probably Paul will have said, Jesus, the Son of God, and they'll just stand up. No, he's not the Son of God. Because I'm really trying to picture how that whole scenario played out. But this is the moral lesson. Did you know that Paul and Barnabas really went on that mission work, and every that mission work they went, together? Most of the time, it was recorded that it was Paul that was doing the speaking. And I wondered, how come Barnabas never felt somehow? There was never an argument about this, or let me be the one to talk this time now. And Barnabas was always following. And this was the same Barnabas. That was the same Barnabas that, kind of certified Paul into the apostleship. It was the one that stood for him. This was the same Barnabas that when the whole apostles were like, we don't trust this guy Saul that is saying he's all born again. We don't trust him. Barnabas was the one that stood for Paul. And this was the same Paul that he brought up, that he certified. that's supposed to go on a mission work with him. This is the same Paul that will be speaking, and he will now be like the audience. The thing is that Barnabas understood who he was. Barnabas knew his place in the life of Paul. He knew his place in the kingdom. Because funny enough, God said, separate me, Paul and Barnabas, for the work I have for them. But most of the time, Paul was the one doing the speaking. But I think Barnabas was just like that. It was just like that. Monitor God used, or God was using for Paul. It was just like that, because sometimes Paul will be, Paul can be hyper most of the time. Barnabas was just like the pedal. It was just like the brake. It was just like someone that had to be in Paul's life at some point, even though he did not really do the most of the speakings and all of that. Paul knew who he was. Barnabas never, as a leader, he allowed him shine. He did not say, well, do you know how long I've been a leader? If you read the chapter before the chapter, there's all of that, you will get, you will read that Barnabas was actually a prophet. He was a leader, he was a prophet, it was a lot of things. And this was, a new convert that was supposed to go on mission work with. And this new convert was going to be the one always speaking, and Barnabas will be there. So sometimes I noticed that even though, we always say prayers like, God, I want to do your will, let your will be done. Most times we are not happy, or like say we are not, we're no longer involved. We no longer want to get involved if it doesn't have to do with us. If the spotlight is not on us, if we are not the one everyone's going to see, if all what God says, okay, for this will that has to be done, all that you need to do is just be praying, in your room, whereas no one will even know you're praying. Whereas there's another person that will be out there doing all the wonders, and like, I'm the one praying for these miracles. In summary, all I'm saying is that we really need to understand who we are and be happy, be content with whoever or however God wants us to play our role in this kingdom. Not even in the kingdom of God, even in the normal world, in the business world. There are times that you'll be a team, you just be a team member, and there are other times that you'll be the team leader. It's okay. You don't need to frustrate the team leader because you're a team member. Because seriously, this is what we do. This is what most of us do every time if we are not the one in that position. And just in case you're wondering what you're doing, I'm here to tell you it is envy. Do not try and justify it. It is envy, it is pride, it is low self-esteem, it is being confused about who you are, it is identity crisis because you do not know who you are, or probably you already know who you are, but you're not satisfied, you're not content with who you are. So however God wants us to play, because I've entered, systems that I will take the leadership role, I will be fine. And the other times that I won't even be seen at all. And other times I will just be to assist. And other times I will be like the errand girl. I'm okay. My own is let this work be done. We need to have that mentality if we really want to see a lot of things being done, be it in our own, personal businesses, the kingdom of God, or in the corporate world. You need to understand that there are roles, there are different roles we play to let a lot of things get done. And that's why probably some of the works that are being hindered, or looks as if, it's a struggle, or looks as if it's being slowed down, is because people have not learned to take up their role. People have not embraced their role. People have not decided that whosoever I'm going to be in this project, in this work, I'm going to, do it with all my mind. So I'm just here to just encourage you. At times, you might just be that Paul. It's fine. Another time, you might just be Barnabas. And at another time, you might just be just like the Jewish priests. that had to tell people to come next week and the whole city came. Don't get angry. That is your work. You know, that through you, people will come. You know, you're just like that medium, that media that will, you know, propagate, you know, because Paul it did not tell these people to come. It did not. It was the priest that told them, everyone, okay, come here next week again. And when everybody came, the whole city came. So if you are the priest, don't get angry. You don't need to frustrate the works of Paul, okay? And if you're Paul, learn patience, learn humility. I just hope this helps.